Hey guys, it's Wintwolf and welcome back to the channel. Today we are working on a build that I actually did a while ago. It is an old build that I did back when the high school years pack came out. And it's kind of stupid that it hasn't been posted for this long because I spam built this. I spent a huge amount of time trying to build this so that I would get it out while the hype for the pack was still there. And I achieved building it on time, but I did not edit the video in time, as we can see. I'm pretty sure the high school years pack has been out for at least a month, if not more. So we are behind on the times, and the reason I didn't post this on time was because I got stuck on whether I wanted to do like a cool cinematic tour in the end of this video where like you guys are incoming students and I'm sort of touring you guys around the building, or if I want to just do regular old screenshots. Now, I believe I've decided that I'm just going to do screenshots. And we'll do like a cinematic tour for like a short or something, because that way I can like edit the lighting and stuff. This lot has atrocious lighting, and editing the lighting in pictures is easier for me. I don't know how to edit video, color, and stuff like that well. I can do it a little bit in Premiere, but I'm not as skillful as I am like in Lightroom. So yeah, this build is a little bit late and I apologize. I hope you guys still enjoy watching it and want to watch it because it's a super cool build and I spent forever on it. So it's just unfortunate that's a little bit late. Anyways, so upon making this build, I knew that there was some complaints about routing issues with the old building when I was watching the Game Changers do their renovations. So I tried to keep all of the important stuff downstairs. You've got this really big lobby area because I was told that Sims will kind of group together when they're coming into school, so I wanted to make the entryway like spacious so they don't like get cramped or they don't have pathing issues or anything like that. And then the classrooms are on opposing sides of the building, and the cafeteria is in the middle to help routing from the classroom to the cafeteria. And there's also a fake office and a principal office downstairs. And then upstairs is a bunch of like extra skill building stuff. It's not like required to go to, but I figured maybe during lunch you might want to do something instead of eat. Or if your sim stays after school, they can do like anything that they want. That way you don't have to like pay to buy some piano or like a big fancy computer. Maybe your sim's a little bit more poor or something and can't afford those type of things. They can use it at school. This school gives off huge like prep school, like rich kid prep school vibes. It was sort of inevitable in my opinion because this whole entire pack is very like Art Deco vibes. And Art Deco is very grand. It's very geometric. It looks very fancy. So to not make a very like fancy prep school was impossible in my humble opinion. I think it was inevitable. And I kind of liked the vibes and I wanted to do something a little bit more grand. So I'm okay with how this turned out. It's not going to fit all the storylines. Like if you're playing like a storyline like maybe your sim's in a poor neighborhood or they're going to a school that's not that great, something like that, or doesn't have funding to help teach students effectively, this will not be the school for you. But if your storyline is more like I'm working with a rich family and I have a rich kid, then this might be the vibes. Or if you're playing with like a student that's poor but you could pretend got a scholarship into this bigger school that's more fancy, then you could go with something like that. This school definitely has its aesthetic and storylines that it works with, so keep that in mind if you guys decide to download this. I also will mention right now, before I forget, that I didn't playtest this. I didn't. I just had no desire to playtest something as big as this. All the routing should be fine. The concerning part would be autonomous actions by other sims because, like I said, I was going for kind of a rich kid prep school. So this school has a lot of stuff in it. It has a computer room that you just saw me make. You saw the library a few seconds ago. It has like a chess section within the library. It also has this painting section right here and a music room downstairs. Or no, the music room is here, but downstairs there are two classrooms which are themed. One is geography themed and one is science themed. I know that it won't fit with how the school works because unfortunately the Sims team decided to make the classrooms a one-stop classroom. Your Sims only go to one classroom, which is dumb in my opinion. It's not realistic at all. I don't know if it was because they were like worried about lag issues or anything like that they were unwilling to do something a little bit more realistic, like actually have multiple classrooms. But I had to give the classroom some like personality. So I'm so sorry if it like ruins the like immersion of your sim going to art class and being in a science room, but it had to be done. The science room has an emergency shower in it, and that's what I'm concerned about. It's like your Sims might autonomously shower in it. You can just delete that if that becomes an issue, or you could put an item in front of it, like a cabinet, and then like size it down, and that should stop them from trying to use it. Hopefully. There is also a greenhouse in the back of this building, and there's a separate building which has a gym and a pool, which I think is super cool because my school had a gym and a pool. So I kind of felt like it was necessary. I feel like a lot of schools have gyms and pools. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but my school had a pool. Interestingly enough, my school had a pool, but we weren't allowed to use it. So my school was pre-K to 12th grade. And so in elementary school, we were required to learn how to swim. So we did use that pool for swim class. But in high school, the swim team did not use that pool for some reason. The nuns used that pool, but we were not allowed to use that pool. So we actually had to go to like our city pool to do swim practice, which I've never really understood. I don't know why, but it's just the way that was. So yeah. But yeah, so the school has a gym and a pool, and with that comes showers because you can't have a pool without having showers for your Sims. And I don't know if that's going to cause issues. I would presume that it might. So if it does, just delete the showers or if you can lock the doors, just lock the doors. But yeah, so I am aware that there might be some issues, but I really did build this for the vibes, and I did build this with like the intention of it being functional, and it will be functional, but I just don't know if it will be a little bit annoying to use, is my point. So download with caution if you decide to download this build. But yeah, so that's basically it for all like the information on this build. I'm really sad that it's a little bit late to the game. Unfortunately, I was even gonna do like a let's play, but the thing is I've sort of been working on a let's play for the werewolf pack, which I still haven't finished. In fact, I have like 3 or 4 episodes that I haven't finished editing for YouTube, and then on top of that, I just haven't finished the LP in general. Like, I've been doing it on Twitch, so I'm getting back to that this week, I think, because I took a huge break from Sims, like I think a month or so break, which is another reason why this build video never got posted. You'll see that I have a huge gap from when I last posted up until recently I did my Back to Basics collab, but it had been like a month since I had posted prior to that, so it'd been like a month since I had posted prior to that collab. So I don't know, I got a little bit bored of Sims, but also I was really into Valorant for a while. I'm still into Valorant, but like I need to focus on Sims. I need to focus on Sims, and I like Sims a lot, so I'm hoping that I can just get back into it. I have a lot of cool ideas, so the goal is to get back into Sims and post more regularly. I know I've been saying that like on and off. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna post more regularly, and then I post regular for like a week or two, and then I disappear. So hopefully that's not the case. I'm not really following a schedule right now, though. I will say that because I just can't. Like, I would rather just spam post for you guys and post as much as I can as possible. I'm trying to get more shorts in because shorts have been doing really well for me, and you guys seem to like shorts. So I want to do more shorts. Like, I want to post a short every day or like every other day, at least twice a week, but definitely as often as possible. But then on top of that, I need to have a build video. So I'm trying to get at least a build video out every week, and then on top of that, post a short twice a week. That's my goal. Will I succeed? I don't know, but I'm going to try. So yeah. Also, I love the way this exterior came out. I hate the lighting on this lot. It's atrocious in my humble opinion. But the exterior of this build is super cool. This is the science room that I was talking about. So as you can see, we actually make like this fake chemistry station. That's using the kids play thingy. You can't use that, obviously, because only teenagers go to high school. So teens will not be able to use this. You'll see that there will be like an emergency shower station behind it, and then also a place to like wash your hands and things like that. So this build is probably one of my favorite builds that I've ever done. It's also only base game and the pack. So if you only have high school years and you want this build, you can definitely download it. I wanted at the time, okay, I'm not gonna hold you. I had so much fun building this because I've always wanted to build a school. I've always wanted to build a school, but then I was like, oh, there's no purpose. You can't actually use it. So I had the idea to build a school for a very long time. and just never followed through. But now I have, and I'm really excited. And at the time, I was like, oh, I'm going to build like 4 schools because I wanted to build kind of like an older one that's maybe like more brick and ivy. I wanted to recreate my high school, and then I wanted to do this as well. So, yeah. That hype disappeared, but I do want to do another school build at some point, maybe one that's more brick and ivy and fits a different aesthetic. I don't know. That was the geography room that you just saw briefly, and then now we're working on the music room. I did cut out a fair bit of footage, I'm not gonna lie to you, because this video was over like an hour long or 2 hours long, even after me speeding up the footage, because again, like I said, I spam built this and it took a long time to build this, just because obviously like you get stuck on things, but also this building is huge and it just took forever. So I cut out a fair amount of footage. A lot of it's just me going back and forth, but the part of it that's not, like, I think I cut out the bathrooms, and like I cut out some of the more basic, not useful information stuff. Apparently, I cut out doing the classroom, which I don't remember doing, but I think the reason that got cut out is because I actually had the room shaped differently when I did it, and then I went back and changed it all, and I didn't feel like you need to see all of that happen, so I just sort of ended up with the last minute touches of that building, apparently. Ah, here's the chess station. See, I knew I put a chess station there. We put this cool little patio area in the front, which I thought looked really nice. I didn't know because, you know, this entry area was so spacious that I felt like it needed something in it to look more exciting. Like, it felt too open and bland. So we ended up adding that cute little seating area, and like a little statue of the founder of the school or something. I don't know what that statue is, but it came with the pack, so I used it. And this is the greenhouse, which I had a lot of fun doing. Did I say this already? My school had a greenhouse. It did not look like this. Mine is a lot more modern because basically, so like I said, my school was pre-K to 12th grade. So I have a huge campus. I had a huge campus, and there were several different buildings. Like, we had an elementary school and like a middle school, and then our high school and all that kind of stuff. But we also had a science building that had been made while I was still attending. So I think my sophomore year, they made a science building, and with that they add like this additional greenhouse area, which is super cool for environmental science class. So mine was more modern than this one is, but this one is so cool in my opinion. I think it looks really cool. It looks really grand and like a fancy greenhouse, so I'm really happy with how it turned out. We did add some planter boxes, but then we also add like this little cabinet section, or not cabinet, but counter section, where you would presumably have class. Like, maybe your teacher takes you here and you're like learning about, I don't know, photosynthesis or something. I don't know. But it's just there. Obviously decorative, but the planter boxes are usable, of course. And then here we've got the gym area, which I think has a huge renovation at some point. Like, it becomes bigger, it's flipped on its side, because the shape was weirding me out, and I didn't like the way it looked from the front. I think was a big issue. So this changes a little bit, but overall it's a really cool building. I hope the showers don't cause too many issues. I tried not to add that many showers. Like, I think there's just 2 bathrooms, for the sake that your Sims won't like autonomously go showering, and that they won't just walk around. Oh, I hope they don't go walking around in towels. I didn't even think about that, because like at gyms, in this game, like Sims will just like walk in their towels after they shower sometimes, especially like townies. So I hope that's not the case here. I just felt like it was realistic. Like I said, I did build this for the vibes. I built this for functionality too, but I built a lot of it for vibes, which I think is kind of always the case for those of you guys who have been in my channel. I've always built for the vibes. Functionality has always been I don't want to say a second thought, because I always build it so that people can actually use it, but I don't build it taking into account things like lag, or like taking things into account like what your Sims are going to autonomously do with what's there. So that might be the downfall of my builds sometimes, but I don't know. I don't experience many sim glitches and lags, which I've said multiple times before, so I think it's hard for me to be like, oh, I'm going to build and keep in mind the fact that some people would have lag issues with this. So, because I don't know what people have lag issues for. Like, I don't know how many items is too many for people. And the autonomous stuff isn't annoying, yeah, but like, I don't really care about it. So like, I don't focus on it too much. I know that some people will, and so this build might cause some issues for people who do care about that kind of stuff. But yeah. Anyways, I think this gym is really cool. I really like the pool. Maybe they have swim team. You could like make a club or something if you have get together. I don't remember if this pack came with like its own club thing, but if you don't, get together has it. So yeah. What else is there to say? What else? What else? Yeah, I struggled a little bit with this building. I don't really remember why. Like at first I was like, oh, do we add multiple showers? Do we just do one? I think I settle on just having one bathroom on each area. The landscaping on this build was super fun to do. I used this like, I don't know what you call it, but the little wall planter things, which I absolutely love. I have no idea how to use them. Not, I mean, obviously you wouldn't use them for this build, but like in houses, I have no idea how you use them to make your Sims like escape or like sneak out or whatever. Apparently that's a thing. I didn't even know that was a thing until recently. But that's so cool, and I hope I can figure it out because I did do a build for this pack a while ago when that build I posted on time. So that one has like that item, but I didn't realize you could use it to sneak out with. So yeah. And the back, oh, I love the back of this build. Like I made it like this cool little seating area. I just feel like if I were going to the school, I would be so happy. Like this would be a dream school to me because it has this really nice little courtyard in the back where Sims can like eat their lunch. They can go to the gym, they can watch some sports games, you know, they can run around or do whatever they want. In my school, we also had like a nice little, you know, courtyard area. Well, actually, this is why I want to remake my high school in The Sims. I'm not going to make it exactly because that would be like doxing myself, essentially. But I want to build it inspired by one of my old high school because my high school had an indoor courtyard, like well, it was an indoor courtyard, but it was like in the middle of the building, but it was outside, right? It was an outdoor courtyard in the middle of the building, and it was super cool. That's like where you could eat your lunch. They had vending machines, and there was like classrooms around it and stuff like that. And so that was really cool. But then we also had this outside area where we had stairs, but they were big stairs, so you could eat your lunch at the stairs. And people would like play soccer or like they'd play tag or whatever, frisbee, whatever they wanted to do. So I wanted to make this school look like you could do all this stuff. Obviously in The Sims you can't like run around and play tag or like play football or anything like that, but I just wanted it to be like a cool little vibe section. There's several different areas to eat outside or like hang out and chill, so that's pretty cool as well. I tried to do some interesting landscaping. Because it's a school, it had to be a little bit more tame in the sense of like, you know, it's not going to look super overgrown and luscious. It's going to look formal and like well kept together and all that kind of stuff. The only thing I'm really concerned about this school is the safety. There's no like safety around this school. Like technically you should probably have like some sort of gate or something. I don't know. My school didn't have gates, so maybe I just never really thought of it, but I was trying to think about it and like I'm sure some schools have like a gate to like get into the school or something so that strangers can't just walk onto campus. But it's The Sims and like that's not a worry. In fact, the fact that that is a worry in real life says something about society, doesn't it? But yeah, in The Sims, I'm not going to worry about that. So I thought about it briefly, but then I was like, it's going to ruin the vibes. And we all know that I build for the vibes. So yeah, this is really the only area that's kind of luscious, and that's because I put roses everywhere. It was the greenhouse, so you know, it makes sense to have plants all over the place. I don't know. The landscaping kind of came pretty easily to me. Usually I struggle with landscaping because sometimes I'm like, is it too overgrown or like, is it too undergrown? But like this, I was happy with how this all turned out. And I really like how I've done the pathing with these little blocks. They're kind of just decorative, obviously, but I thought it looked really cool. And I just like how everything kind of fits together in the end. I was a little bit worried about the way the gym had set up. Like, how are they going to get into the gym from the building? Like, I wanted there to be like a clear path. So I kind of like how I've done these stairs on each side. I didn't think about doing that originally. So the fact that I did and it all worked out was really cool. I also love that everything is a whole level up. In fact, that bottom floor is a whole entire level. Like, you could put another classroom in there if you wanted to. You could have put the gym and pool in there if you want to. I've left that whole area empty because it was just meant to be like to make the rest of the build look fancy and put it on a platform essentially. But if you wanted to like add stuff in there, you totally could. Like, imagine if you like did a build. I wonder if your Sims are forced to leave campus at any point, because you could totally like make a secret house under there if you wanted to and have like your Sim live at school. which would be kind of funny. I'm sure there's some really cool storyline you could do with that, but yeah, so we're kind of getting towards the end of the video here now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about the build down below. Like I said, it is base game and the pack only, so if you want to download it and only have those packs, you definitely can. It will be on the gallery. In fact, I think it's already on the gallery. It's been there for a while. So yeah, other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I think I already said that, didn't I? Oh, I've forgotten my outro. It's been so long since I've done YouTube. What do I usually say? Oh, I remember. If you did like the video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you like me, hit the subscribe button. And if you really like me and want to be notified every single time I post a video, go ahead and hit that bell button. I hope you guys have a good rest of your morning, evening, night, whatever it is. And I will see you guys next time.